Hi, I'm Tom Moore. I'm the president of Storm Guard of South Metro Denver. People ask us all the time why we're different than other roofing contractors. And one of the things that stands out and probably differentiates us as much as anything is that we have a full insurance department that helps homeowners maximize the total benefit that they can receive from their insurance policies. So I want to introduce you to Casey Biggers. She is our manager of our supplementing department, and supplementing simply means that we are able to get the insurance company to pay more for your benefit than what you would probably get on your own. In fact, we consistently are able to get somewhere between 25 and 35% more, but I'll let Casey speak to that more. So one of the questions that I would have Casey address is what happens when a hail or a windstorm hits your property?
So your first instinct is to immediately call your insurance company when you have a catastrophic event. However, when you make that first phone call, they are going to tell you that you need to have a qualified roofing contractor or a qualified general contractor come out and look at your home to assess that there is actual damage done to your home before they will send out an adjuster to look at the property.
So assuming that our inspector finds damage on your property, what would you recommend next?
So the next thing will be to file a claim with your carrier. Our inspectors can help you with that process. It's as simple as calling the number, letting them know that you have had a contractor out and that you have damage. Some people get worried that filing a claim will jeopardize either their rates or them getting dropped by a carrier altogether. However, in a hailstorm, for example, that is what insurance companies consider an act of God. And they cannot individually raise your insurance rates, and they cannot drop you. They can raise rates across a zip code in a catastrophic event, but they can't do anything to you as an individual homeowner.
And just speaking to that, there are a lot of people who put off filing a claim because they are worried about that. And the challenge of that is the insurance companies have also typically put in a specific time frame that you have to file a claim. So if you go past the time that you can file a claim, when you finally do, when you get a leaky roof, you're not going to get it paid for because the insurance company will deny you. So the best thing to do, frankly, is just to call us and let us go out and help you to begin with. So our inspector is there with the insurance adjuster, and the insurance adjuster says, we're going to buy you a new roof, or we're going to buy you new siding, windows, gutters, whatever it is. What happens next?
So depending on the situation, some adjusters have the authority to write up the statement of loss, which is the line item details, and actually print out a check from their vehicles and give it to you. Some will go back to their offices, write them up. You'll receive a check in the next 7 to 10 days. No matter which way they do it, you need to get the insurance paperwork to our offices as soon as possible so that we can get working on the supplements.
So just, again, to be more specific, what does a statement of loss look like and what's in it?
So a statement of loss will have line item by line item every item that is going to be needed to replace your roof. It will also list what your deductible is. It will list how much depreciation they are holding out on your claim, which means that in order to recover that, you need to complete all the work so that they can pay out the final payment. And it will list all damage done to the home, although they miss things quite often. So my job is to go through that statement of loss, line item by line item, make sure they've covered all code upgrade coverage items, make sure they have gotten all the damage that is done to the home, and document everything so that I can submit that back to insurance to get everything paid for.
Do they ever mismeasure how big a roof is?
They hand measure a lot of roofs, so yes, just like most of us, they do make mistakes. and they are mismeasured. They also have certain tricks up their sleeves to minimize the amount of payout. And by using their exact same software, which is called Xactimate, I am able to adjust for proper line items to get the proper shingles, the proper drip edge, the proper felt, the exact window measurements and the exact windows to put back in your home, the exact amount of siding, all damage that is actually needed so that you're only paying your deductible.
So the other thing I would ask is, how do we know for sure? I mean, tell them about an Eagle View.
So we have a couple different products that we can use to satellite measure roofs. One is called an Eagle View, one is called a Hover. So we can order those reports. It gives us exact measurements. It gives us everything that we need to know so that we can minimize, wrong orders or things that get missed on your roof.
Another reason why I think we're different, we really do have technology that works a lot better in today's world. So one of the things we've mentioned is that I call it audit every statement of loss. So why is that important?
So most adjusters during a catastrophic event, such as a major hailstorm like we saw last year, are brought in from out of state. They are not familiar with local building codes. They are not familiar with what needs to be done locally here in Colorado, in Denver metro area, which varies by jurisdiction of what needs to be done to put the roof back on and be able to pass a final building inspection. Every roof has to have a permit and it has to pass a final inspection with the jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction meaning counties, cities,
Counties,
every one of
cities
them have different requirements.
and everyone has a different building code and different building requirements. And we have to follow that per wherever the house is located. So for example, this original statement of loss missed all code items on it. It was started out at $12,600. By the time we were finished with supplementing for all code upgrade items that were required per the jurisdiction this house was built in, the final statement of loss was $23,100. So people tend to get a little nervous when they see a roof starting at $12,600 and it almost doubled in what was approved by insurance. But insurance agreed that they needed to bring the roof up to code and that they needed to pay the extra amount of money needed to do that. So again, the only out-of-pocket expense to the homeowner is the deductible. So we use the exact same software that the insurance company uses. It's called Xactimate. The reason this is beneficial to everyone is that when I do an estimate in Xactimate, I am talking apples to apples with the insurance company so that they know exactly what we're supplementing for and exactly what product needs to be put back on the roof.
So one of the things that we repeatedly hear from homeowners is that they don't want to deal with their insurance company. And it's one of the reasons they put off filing a claim, which can really be a costly mistake. Just to be clear too, we actually do file the documents with the insurance companies. We follow up with them. Our job is to make it so that you don't have to interface with them unless it's absolutely necessary, which doesn't happen very often. We've got a really professional group that will work with you and for you, and we'll appreciate your business.